starting on the CT side, and we're ready to get underway here in our second map. It may very well be the last map of proceedings for Team Spirit's journey at DreamHack Masters Spring. VP on the T side with tons of utility, Jame with a bunch alongside Kicker.
Spirit definitely want to get off to a good start here on the CT side, considering the predicament that they find themselves in, a map behind elimination on the line. You do see them trying to go into apartments, but that's going to be an absolute trap. I mean, look at the setup that Spirit have. Oh, Sanji. What a catch. Oh my god, man. How in the world? Jeez. What is going on?
Whatever VP have for breakfast, I want some of it, Dust. That is unbelievable fragging from Yakindar, and everybody just gets crushed within the space of a second. Sanji with the CZ, using it to perfection, and VP, you know, we were saying before how good they were going to be on this map. Well, that's a declaration of intent if ever I've seen one.
I've never seen an apartment's aggression fail that hard. I mean, Sanji just seemed to have the vibe that something was going on. Jiggle peaked. And then they clear it out. the two-man hit squad just absolutely rents apartments. You wanna know what I had for breakfast this morning?
Go on, what do you have?
Had a little kale and mushroom egg bite.
Mushrooms grim, mate.
Shut up. And no one asked. And I had some oatmeal with some dried fruit and nuts. A little brown sugar. Coffee.
Sorry, you lost me at mushroom. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. I don't care. Mushroom's grim. Either
way, it all
way,
depends on how you cook it and prepare it. It's like a sponge. It absorbs whatever you cook it in. So if you just eat a mushroom by itself, yeah, it's not that great.
Well, speaking of absorbing, Spirit certainly did their fair share of absorbing headshots that last round. Hopefully they can return the favor here.
I was really curious where you're headed with that.
Yep.
So
went off on a bit of a tangent, but we got there eventually. They did go for a force here, though, Dust Spirit, and
they did.
It does put them on the back foot should they lose.
They're going
this
for it
round.
again, Vince. They're going for it again. This time it's going to be the stack at middle, so they're still trying to play forward.
This is very forward positions, and not just with pistols. These are with Max 7s, MP9s, Desert Eagles. A lot on the line here. Grenade being tossed out towards middle. Yakindar forced back, goes in for the spray, but nothing's forthcoming. The damage actually significantly up against VP, and look at the time. Only 25 seconds, but they're moving back onto the vulnerable B site. Smoking off the CT side. Chopper here with a P250. Will be up against the world. Should he pass? Should he fail? The next few moments will be vital in finding out. There is now a boost in. It's a delayed boost, though. And Mir starting to rattle some heads with that Deagle. Jame looking to try and get the plant in. It's an absolute chaotic affair, but Yakindar saves James' life. And that is so important because of the time. If James spills the bomb, the round probably goes to Spirit. So Yakindar may have just saved them. Or perhaps he just made them live to die another day because so many players are weakened, and this is where the Max 7 can really shine bright. Magix puts down 2 frags already, and Yakindar on 19 and Buster on 45, far from healthy, but Yakindar sprays them both into oblivion, picking up a 4K and a second round.
What a hero from start to finish from Yakindar. Again, he's the guardian angel to ensure the bomb plant. Look at how tight this clock was, down to the 7-second marker. If that frag happens, the round is lost. Yakindar winding up with the quad kill as well, ending the round when things got scary. Badger's getting some Mag 7 kills at Banana, really making you fear the worst if you were a VP fan, but they come out on top, and now they're rewarded with what should be an easier round, right? There's not as much packed behind this punch from Spirit, just a couple of Deagles, only one of them armored. A chance for the Mac 10s of Buster and Jane to maybe farm some extra cash and get that 3-0 lead, as they're looking to test the waters at B pretty early on here. Very heavy emphasis on banana control, and they have it pretty quick. May just follow up right away, Vince. Not really sure. There's a stack going on once again towards middle. This time it will be completely avoided.
Oh dear. Jame wanted to throw that smoke to CT, but got tagged in the process and therefore whiffed it. That's why you typically line up the smokes on Banana. A little bit surprised that Jame fell for that one, but doesn't lose his life at least. Does stall VP on their endeavors towards the B site, and this maybe plays into the hands of Spirit. did initially stack A. Now they're sending all of their A players over onto B, so they're gambling this one. They're rolling the dice.
Yeah, but the way that VP are playing, like, they never really hard commit. Now they're going to flash check mid, realize that closet, you know, balcony, all that stuff is clear, but their hope was that that would cause a rotation, and instead they're dead wrong. It's still the B stack fence. They might be in some trouble.
Oh, certainly trouble now that Magix is perfectly surgically removed ahead of Jame. Sundai Young with a P250 frag onto Buster, and it will force away VP back onto the A site where Chopper is waiting, but he only has a USP, and none of these players are low enough to frag instantly. Do they check the site? Surely they do. It would be lunacy if they didn't. How has Chopper got a kill? He outright kills Kicker, leaving Sanji in a 1-on-4. Already tagged. Good flick in the head of Sundai Young. Dexter nearly Magix, but there's too many CTs to contend with and not enough time in which to do it. Instantly, Spirit bounced back.
And that's where the slow playstyle is so frustrating, man. Like, when they flash cleared middle, they could have just committed. There was no need to try some elaborate double fake situation. Like, you know that they have low firepower. You know that the clock is low. You know that if you screw up and you run into the stack little time left and you get disrupted, you're going to lose the round. So you need to commit more in the mid round. That way you have that extra bit of time in case things get a little bit shaky to be able to battle your way through with the superior firepower. And instead, they wound up just folding over. They get Spirit around early with an even lesser buy they had in the previous round, and now they have to take a full Glock save. It's just madness to me sometimes. It feels like you're watching someone continuously run their head up against a brick wall.
Well, Sanji in this last, say, map and a half or so has been really impressive with his fragging. He's not typically the first person you think of when it comes to heavy hitting. But he is going to be put down first. Dexter making sure that middle has no more aggressive elements forthcoming with his AWP, and VP on the back foot again. As you say, though, coming into this, there were very low expectations.
Right.
But, yeah, I wonder if that round is going to be the kick up the backside they need to actually speed it up a little bit more.
Again, it's fine to play slow and patient, but there is a limit. And they have really hit that repeatedly, and so has Spirit.
Suppose that's a positive to Spirit, that they can get a really solid CT side here and they don't have to worry about those T-sided shenanigans just yet. This being VP's choice. Chopper should be good to just repel this push by himself, but he has two players behind him as well, in the form of Mia with his A1S. Takes off the head of Buster. Bomb has been spilled out. And Kickert's alone anyway. Jame was watching the middle push. Last player in and last player to die. Clean sweep from Team Spirit, just what they were hoping for.
Yeah, that's what you want to be doing in rounds like that. You don't want it to even come close. You want to make sure you carry over all the weapons, replenish that utility. Now you put the pressure on VP, who are now tied up despite the 2-0 start. Jame going for the AWP. Sometimes you see teams stray away from that on T-side Inferno, but Jame wanting it right off the rip. Looking for a pick at middle. Will someone oblige? Looks like maybe. There's a little bit of aggression going on here at middle. Trying to set up Dexter's AWP to look towards alt, but is going to get pushed back and doesn't find anything. Nade pressure from Spirit will keep VP at bay as well. They're still stuck on T-stairs with 4 players, Vince, and we're like 20 seconds into the round.
Yeah, and that sacrifice banana control, you can see already that Spirit of Incendiary down on wooden logs. Have Chopper pushing down there as well. Already with that banana control, and they have Chopper with a smoke. This affords Mia the luxury of going to rotate if they should choose.
Right.
I thought he was for a second, but he second-guessed himself.
Yeah, slowly Sanji's trying to start getting towards apartments here. They also did put a flash at Banana and started to peek down towards Cart, so trying to now establish map control, but again, it's coming so late in the round that they're going to have to be very careful with the rest of their pacing, as they are looking to creep down towards Boiler, maybe even apartments explode. There is Magix, though, sitting at the balcony. There's also 2 other players nearby to assist him, so a take up this route is actually going to be very hard to break through. Smoke in their face at middle. Looks like they might have to push through it.
Grenades being exchanged does afford them the chance to maybe push through and explode out of balcony, but 25 seconds to go, and again, there's no casualties. Magic's going to be pushing through that smoke, though. Could cost him. Oh, he's got the wherewithal, the clarity and chaos to check that angle. Some Da Young helps him out from the side, and it's looking grim again for VP. They run the gauntlet with solo time. They slip slide out of the round, and it's another clean sweep. Magic's looking imperious.
I mean, it's just the same old story, Vince. I feel like it's kind of a broken record at this point for me. Just, you don't leave yourself a whole lot of potential to salvage things if things start to mess up when you only have 20 seconds left on the clock when you commit. It's just never going to work. They had no information, no map control. They didn't bleed out really any of their opponent's utility except for Banana side, which is just kind of standard anyway. And I mean, that's just, this looks kind of grim.
What was Sanji drinking there? Looked like tomato juice or something.
That's grim.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Especially, I mean, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I'd have to pass on that one as well, Chief.
Like, everyone who hypes Bloody Marys, you're dead wrong. Awful. Get it out.
Now this pause, which may be of a technical nature as opposed to tactical, has come and gone. And I'll be curious to see if VP, with their complete lack of weaponry, are going to speed things up. Not necessarily for this round. It's more about whether they have the rifles. And yeah, I mean, I think you're spot on as well. Jane typically is someone that will hold on to the AWP regardless of the map, regardless of the situation at hand. But it's about the rest of his teammates. Do they push in aggressively? Do they try and take Spirit out of their comfort zone?
Yeah, I mean, this round is obviously not one where you should expect to see too much, with it mostly just being Glocks and the one P250 on Buster. Just run into a site, man. Come on. Let's go. Chop, chop.
Trying to draw some nades out, perhaps, or hoping that Spirit, who maybe have got a misread of the situation, try and push down middle again. Dexter, though, is just easy pickings. Shooting fish in the barrel. Just putting a stick of dynamite in it, I suppose. That's how straightforward this round has been. Sanji trying to take away the life of some Da Young. And I believe that might be 3 rounds in a row where Spirit have not lost a single player.
Yeah, they're crushing it. 4 rounds in a row in total. And then, as you said, yeah, a lot of flawless victories lined up. Said Dexter just being able to hopping clinic there towards Moto. Nothing really to stop him. Obviously, nothing VP could do about that. But now their money is back, and they will go for the full AK buy. No op for Jane this time around. Buster, again, having a cool start. But, I mean, no one's really been swinging for the fences just yet here for the VP side of things. Again, that utility from Spirit over at Banana side is making it tough for VP to ever go for any type of quick Banana control. But now they will flash their way through the smoke and start trying the challenge. Also starting to get into window room here a little bit quicker.
James bang through, doesn't affect Magic. Sewer shoulder peeking boiler. There's some aggression we were looking for, but it hasn't really worked out. A great read from Spirit, sending over a 3rd player onto B side, just as VP look to get aggressive. 1-4 on Trey. Top Banana will be favoring Spirit still, as they had the man advantage going into that confrontation. And Buster, another rough start, as was the case on Trey, has been tagged down to 37 as he tries to bridge the gap. Is he even going to check the backside of sight? None of this was covered. This is basics. This is standard positioning. Yakindar finally gets the man of here, but feels compelled to push the smoke, and that's the bomb that goes down with him. Sanji now has to push back in again, and in doing so, takes down the frag of some Da Young. 33 seconds to play with. Dexter and Magic's coming up against him, but Magic's, after that early engagement against Jane, has been tagged down to 39. Sanji still waiting for that utility to connect so he can go in for the plan, and now everything shifts drastically up against Spirit. They have to bridge the gap. They have to go in for this. Flashbang over. Sanji not even going to bother peeking. Trying to see if he can get some sound cues, a general idea, a consensus as to where Spirit are pushing in from. One peek may seal the deal for Sanji. The spray's not on point, and Magic's who was given the AWP as a result of his low HP, connects the dots. VP get a bomb plant, but Spirit get a 5th.
Indeed, they do. Nice effort from Sanji, though. We'll say that. Definitely try to give it his best shot. Also, I couldn't blame Kendar for peeking that smoke at Coffins. He kind of knew that if he just went for the plant and with an already man behind that, it would just be in trouble. And yeah, that was just like an odd timing where Jane kind of like quick peek bowler, but then turned away. And then by the time he got back, it was too late. Matches has already lit him up. So again, just a little bit off on the timings here on the VP side of things. Meanwhile, Spirit playing very well. Fragging out, rotating properly. Retaking together as a unit in that 2-on-1, not letting that spiral out of control. Certainly signs of a team that looks on the verge of coming back here on Inferno and really challenging VP toe-to-toe. As again, they've been so good at denying this early banana access. The way that they've been layering their utility, really timing it out perfectly to never really allow like a window that VP can kind of climb through to get there. They have to kind of just keep waiting until it's like 50 or so seconds left on the clock before they can just kind of re-aggress it.
Punching through a hole through middle. Supplied by mollies and flashbang. Sunlight Young's also smoked out of position over on arches. So he has to back away. It's already drawn in 4 plays onto the A side, and this is why the consistent banana control has been so vitally important for Spirit. It affords them the luxury of going for just this. Magix takes off the head of Sanji. Yakinda, with a flashbang, was thinking of going for the peak, but is waiting for that smoke to fully plume. The wraparound smoke is good, but throws the spray through the smoke from the library player, which was Sumdai Young. Mia then closes the gap. And with 35 seconds, VP again are struggling to get anything going in their direction, even if they can explode out of balcony, and that is a big ask for them right now. There's 2 players on the site with a 3rd over on library, which will be Sumdai Young. 20 seconds to play with. Because they've been a bit slower, it's forced out 1 rotation to the B site, but Dexter flicks the head of Kickert off mid-air. The bomb's been spilled out, and so will Buster. It's all on Jane. He may have to back away and try and save. That's the best possible scenario. Down he goes to Chopper. And VP concede yet again.
Yeah, things are not going well at all here for the VP side of things. Again, they are just too darn slow. Right now, they only have a combined 17 kills to their name in the 8 rounds that have been played. Meanwhile, Magix, I mean, he's only 4 away from having that by himself. In fact, you can take him and add any other player, and you basically have the totality of VP covered. Literally any other teammate, he's got it. It's just been grim. They've been shut down at B early. They never can get control there until mid to late round. They get apartments and they can never break through that next stage and really capture a site. Clock just keeps getting absolutely drained. They show no signs of pivoting either. Like, something's got to give. You got to make some kind of adjustment. Whether it's that you want to run up mid-fast, chancing that they might be triple stacking banana early with all that utility, or whether it be just trying to play through the B utility, though that's kind of inadvisable. I mean, the thing is, Spirit have open triple banana every single round. Surely you try to punish that once with a yup the mid type of situation up to the arches, but actually they'll just try to force through the utility of banana instead.
Chunks of damage to Kindart. Molly's landed too high. It's not really going to affect him, but the flashbang certainly will. And Kickert does facilitate that frag from Yakinda as a result. So they may not have landed the utility they were hoping for, but they got the kill they wanted. That gun is also out and available for Yakinda. He's picked it up and obliged in kind. Mia sprayed through the smoke from the aforementioned Yakinda. And Sumdai Young has his work cut out for him. He goes down to Yakinda. 3 entries of quality. And in doing so, the B site's open, but they've already headed to A. No, they've second-guessed themselves.
What are they doing? Just go! Oh my goodness. What is happening? Pick a site! Okay, they're going back to A for like the 3rd time. Here we go. Okay. They settled in events. I think they've nailed it.
Buster gets the drop onto Magix, and now Dexter with the AWP in the smoke doesn't really have too many options available. Interestingly, Kickert is still over on the B side of the map, is anticipating this save perhaps, and he does have an AWP. Now, Dexter with a secondary AWP, you definitely don't want 2 AWPs on the T side. I would be so surprised if they went to pick up both of those. And yeah, they're going to trade out.
You figure once Yekindar gets 3 kills, just pick your poison. Like, you got it. Just punch it through. I feel like you're just kind of playing with your food at that point, and that could really come back to backfire. But luckily, they eventually settled in on A. Good moto smoke, the post-plant positioning, no problems. And so they pick up the pace due to it being a Tech 9 round. It winds up yielding a great result, mostly thanks to Yekindar and his fearlessness and picking up an M4 off the floor and using it for a couple of more frags. And, you know, trying to keep VP in the hunt here on the T side. Again, the utility war wages early on at B side, and what do you know? When VP tests the waters, they can succeed here. Shocker, really.
Spirit being denied any early banana control, which has been a core part of their defense to date. Sachi, who was thinking about getting into apps and at least having some forward positioning, has decided against that, so he may have a speeded up hit, but they're going to slow things down again.
Now they're going to pump fake B and A at least 3 more times before they commit to the side fence. Don't you worry. As I say that, they flash, try to send Buster out. Don't really gain anything other than just kind of guarding that corner as Jame will now post up on that angle with the AWP. Sanji's trying to throw a little bit of a distraction over here at A side with his utility set, trying to, you know, put that pressure up by Moto and lane. And it does cause Dexter to fear that maybe someone got up towards Archway. Keeps these 3 players locked in place on A side, and there's only the 2 players defensively here at B, but they're both in the back of the site. They have no rotation yet through spawn, and here comes the utility as the hit will now commence for VP. Great
utility is so good. Chopper is burning alive, still gets a kill though, takes the head of Kickert while flashbanged, and that stalled this push in Zipper. Mia's still alive. Yekindar though will prove that his AK is up to the task, and the Latvian goes in for more. Second frag forthcoming. 15 seconds to play with Sundai Young. They have them on the cross, just needs the whole position. That Molly's going to do nothing. They had no idea. And this is the downside of taking your sweet time. It affords you no luxury, no second chances. If one frag goes against you, the round is done. Jame holds on to the AWP, but it won't make a difference to Spirit taking the round.
It's so frustrating at this point, man. You're literally just sending one guy out there by himself. He dies to the players in the back of the site, and then you just stop. You don't have the time to do that. Just go out there, have space, trade frag. Do anything, but look, they just stop. There's still like 3 players at top banana. Like, no one's even near edging that corner with their teammate there. They just kind of sent them out as sacrificial lamb and had no real plan to help engage with him, and that's just such an oversight. I expect more from a top 5 ranked team in the world on a map that they are very, very good on usually.
This is basically just like Yekindar trying to carry the rest of the team. Everyone
It
else
is.
on the team has 12 frags. He's got 13. Make it 14. Beautiful entries again. The man is unstoppable, but he needs a team behind him. Sundai Young will fall prey to Sanji, but again, you look at Yekindar, it's all him.
Yep. Basically single-handedly giving his team a chance. Man, oh man. Better be thanking your lucky stars that Yekindar exists if you're a VP fan right now, because he is dragging his team, kicking and screaming. I mean, you can literally combine all the kills of his teammates, he'd still be 1 kill behind him.
Yeah, very top heavy. And keep in mind that Sanji, most of his frags came in the first 2 or 3 rounds. Since then, Yekindar has been opening up these sites time after time.
Couple of rounds in a row, though. The problem is that Spirit's economy is still in such good shape that there's really no ability for VP to punish anytime soon. I mean, the fact that he busted this is insane. Like, their setup is set up to capitalize on that very type of peak. At worst, come out 1 for 1. And instead, Yekindar just cleans house by himself. Again, he's been such a vital piece to this VP team.
Yeah, the first kill's like fairly regulation when you keep balcony. It's all about that second frag. It's so impressive for him to stop the spray, course correct, and instantly pop the second head. Now this time, VP do fight off banana control, but they decided not to take it themselves. They're changing it up, mixing it up towards middle and apps. Magix feels compelled to toss in the smoke early. There isn't a great deal of utility on his belt. Only a flash and a HE remaining. So once these smokes clear, VP could have a shot to burst out into the A side of the map, but now they're sending two players up banana.
Yeah, no telling. It might just be that they're trying to make sure that no one's pushing banana and flanking, and they also are maybe trying to throw a couple of smokes over there to keep those B players in place, and they're going to double back up middle and still run the safe split. It seems to be what they're gearing up for. They got apartments control really quickly, and they've been staging up ever since. Yeah, indeed, you see them start to fall off banana now. I think they did throw maybe one smoke that direction. A counter smoke gets thrown by Spirit at the top. Double nade stacking there as well. Jame lurking with the op over there. Meanwhile, the rest of the players are still playing inside of apartments. Smoke now being deployed at middle here from Spirit. Again, it's coming down to these last 30 seconds, but they catch Magix right away on the balcony. It looks like they'll follow up quickly.
Oh, somebody young, what a shot while flashed, and he goes in for more. Dexter now picks up the slack with the AWP. 20 seconds. Kickert's been tagged down to 4. Finished off by Sumdai Young, and Jame has to traipse over the Molotov to try and clutch this one out. 13 seconds. Dexter misses his AWP shot. Jame flicks in for one. Tech9's been picked up, put down range. 5 seconds to play with. May not have enough time for the plant. He was too late. Tickles the bomb. Hopes and prays that Mia gives him the free kill and the round, but Mia just dances out of there.
I mean, I feel like if I speak, Vince, I'm just going to say the same old thing I've been saying. I mean, how many rounds does it take for VP to lose off the clock before they actually do something? Just someone go poke him with the stick.
I mean, there's definitely an element of that, but I would also say that Spirit have played really well situationally. Sure. Sumdai Young to land that first shot mid-air while flashed is just ridiculous.
They've used their utility really well. Like the way that they're layering their utility up, and it does make it difficult for VP to control that early in the round. They've also had Magix, who has been so intelligent on how he anchors this kind of pit position, how he times out his smoke in the apartments hallway. Yeah, they definitely are playing a good CT side. I'm not trying to take that away from them at all. But VP are making it pretty easy for him.
Kindar's entry work has been quite simply world-class here on Inferno so far. 16 frags to his name, and we're just starting to get towards the end of the first half. Without him, they'd be absolutely lost at sea. Mia's been flashed out multiple times, still threads the shot though, and a second behind it. Molly's now landed. His life is deemed forfeit. At great cost of VP's HP bars though. The HE does significant damage, but it wasn't Buster who was low. Spray through the smoke, tags Jame again, but it's down to 47, and Spirit looking to try and retake. Still have flashes, still have smokes. They have
those
kits.
nades could be brutal.
Speaking of the grenades, they're now being tossed in. No one's home on dark. Buster now is looking to try and peek in. Sanji with a huge headshot onto the boosted up Majax, and now they may have to just push in with Dexter, but I don't think he fancies it. I think Spirit finally realizes their economy's in such rough shape, they've just got to dart out of here and save what they have.
Yeah, VP's been grinding this game just close enough to now find another T round after a bit. And as you noted, some of these rounds have come down, you know, to like 2v2 type situations or something very similar. So there's been a lot of rebuying going on throughout this half from Spirit. And so, yeah, eventually they have kind of been drained of having, you know, a solid buy coming into this next round. I mean, they'll buy up what they can around this saved M4 and AWP and MP9 for Magix. You know, it's some base utility, but gonna have to be a little bit more careful with how they use it in early round now. And this finally opens up the door for VP to maybe have an easier time getting that early map control. Now there's not as much to pounce against them. Looks like they are looking to charge up Banana right away with a good pop flash. No Molotovs to stop them. Just gonna keep going forward, it looks like.
Chopper all alone. He was isolated and split in half, divided and conquered because of mollies and HEs that forced Mia away. Well-placed utility from Virtus.pro. And they reap the rewards as a result. Aggressive peak from Dexter, tagged down to 22, kept honest. He'll think twice about re-peeking that angle. Oh, he tries to go for the boost, but there's a HE there to greet him from Kicker.
And now the B side is wide open for the taking. They're right there, all 5, including the bomb carry.
Oh no.
Okay. Please, God. I want VP to lose now. Get run through this crossfire, bro. Let's see it. I'm ready. I'm down.
It feels like they're overthinking things, but let's see.
Yes.
Maybe it still crumbles. Mia with the peek on the cross, flicks into the frag onto Kickert. Now they realize what's up against them. Jane, though, comes in for one, and here's the shutdown. And the bomb drops with them. Yakinda stuck on the balcony. Has been tagged and fragged out by Magix. And Buster has to try and salvage this round with 30 seconds. Now, both players are low. And he may very well get the benefit of the doubt in terms of surprising the two CTs. But with the position of Sumdai Young, he knows that Buster's not middle. And that definitely lessens the angles he could be coming in from. And Sumdai Young shuts him down.
I just don't get it, Vince. I really don't. You have 5 players at Banana. You got a double entry from Kicker on B side. At worst, there's 1 person there. Just go! Like, what more do they need to encourage them that playing this type of style is just not going to work? This bouncing back and forth is trying to, you know, mind game your opponent and get them to rotate. You know, it hasn't happened, man. It's come back to foil you at least 3 or 4 times this half, and they still keep doing it. Again, it's the stubbornness is mind-blowing. They could have easily, Vince, had 7 or 8 rounds this half.
I totally agree with you. Totally agree. I think Spirit have had some fantastic calls again, but VP haven't really made the most of the opportunities that have been apparent to them. And now they find themselves in the last round of the half with an AK, Galil, and an AWP. Now, James does have a slight gap in that smoke, but no one's pushing down for the banana control, and if he goes in slowly, Dexter should have him. Already has the angle. Anticipating this push, this peak could be forthcoming. Whether they flash in before James goes for the peak is maybe the only thing that saves his life. Because surely Dexter nails him the second he peeks in. Now, they could be lining up a flashbang. Jumps across, baits out the shot, but he baits out the shot at the cost of his life. Dexter is lightning quick on those reactions. He's forced to the back of the site. Now they're going to pick up the pace. Mia in with a grenade, it banks off the wall, could do a ton of damage, and he pushes behind him for the spray. So many bodies hit the floor, and that's going to be all she wrote for the first half. We'll find out if VP can bring it to a 2-0 after this short break.
Take it slow, yeah. I just wanna show you I'd do anything for you, girl. I just wanna know, yeah. I just wanna know, yeah. If we should take it slow, yeah. Just wanna know, I just wanna show you I'd do anything for you, girl. I just wanna know, this is like fire.
a half of head-scratching moments, and I know that Dust was a massive fan of VP's T side. He could off air. He was just saying how much of a fan he was of them overthinking things multiple times. Dust, how are you feeling right now? He's gone crazy.
Yep.
He's finally got broken by
I
watching
have
too much
broken,
CS.
man. It was round 14 that did it in for me, man. They get double entry from Kicker to Banana. They have a 5-on-3. They know that there's no chance. There's like, at worst, there's 2 players at B. You have a 5-on-2 on site. And no, let's double back into a crossfire at mid and die and lose the round. Ha 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 ha. Granted, again, the other side of that was that Spirit did play well. Like, surely, everything they did was correct. Utility, perfect at Banana every round. Magic's amazing anchor on the A side of the map by Pip. So, I mean, yeah, they did well. And, well, here we go. A little double stack aggression on the CT side from VP to kick this round off. They do get their man, but Dexter is quick to respond, spreading the defense thin. Great pickup on Magis, though, as well inside the apartment. So, why do they do this on CT side? They play aggressive. They can't actually hit sites on T side. This is wild. But it's working.
The CT
Look at
side
this
is
move.
so often so good as well. And yeah, straight away, Jame with the dual Berettas of all weapons is pushing on bridge. Now, is this selling a false narrative to the rest of his teammates? Because he's not spotted anybody
Exactly.
as he
This is
continues
a
to push.
real-
But the fact that Kicker is rotating Dust, to me, suggests he at least is cognizant of the fact that apps
Right.
could be under control.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it seemed to, like, have a fail-safe in place. But you're absolutely right. This could have haunted them. But now they're ready.
Kicker flashed out of position, stuck between the smokes, and now Jame can try and funnel away and stop this rotation, but he gets caught by Dexter. And with Jame dying down to the hands of Dexter, it does allow them the opportunity to go back to B. This forces out 2 rotational players. VP, again, maybe overreacting, leaving Sanji, who has 3 health left, on the site alone before Kicker starts to come back towards the A side of the map.
You know, it's like he'll get there in time. And I mean, Sanji has a really good angle. Even with low HP, he kind of gets to play a bit of a headshot angle here in the back corner of the site, and definitely still could wind up being helpful as the smokes start to come out. The execute starts coming in. Kicker spots it, but he's starting to get rattled, but able to fall back. Time is running low. Can they get this plant in time, Vince?
That smoke wasn't great, but neither is Sanji's aim in that encounter. No, they actually time themselves out. They kill Sanji and just forget to plant the bomb.
It's like these 2 teams are trying to have it's like they're playing a whole different game. It's like the contest is to see who can screw up the clock worse. It was so well thought out from Spirit up until the moment they decided not to plant the bomb. Like, they were doing all the right things. They were forcing VP to have to rotate and bite down on the fact that they could be doubling back after they caught Jame. And so that was a good thought. But then, yeah, they don't plant the bomb after they get kicked down at Moto.
That would have made it 11-5 and VP in such a vulnerable position to take us to maybe a 3rd map. But instead, 10-6, a chance for VT to build up their economy. A real roller coaster of a round. When you think of James' aggression as well, Dust, like it felt as if that round was VP's and suddenly it just spiraled out of control, but they still end up winning.
Yeah, if he could have gotten away, then, I mean, that would have been perfection. But, yeah, he definitely did eat a lot of bullets and went down and, you know, gave Spirit a chance, but they fumbled the ball at the goal line.
4 MP9s and a FAMAS, knowing that Spirit lost multiple players, also didn't get a plant, and also keep in mind multiple players were alive after time. That means that their economy also gets utterly devastated, and this is a prime opportunity for VP to just rip through the entirety of Spirit, build up tons of cash, knowing there will be nothing forthcoming into the next round unless they absolutely fall out of this somehow.
Yeah, but
This
it's
is
not
a
going to
great
happen until
chance.
there's like 15 seconds left. You know that, right?
Unless Magics can put down some real pain with that Deagle, you're probably not far wrong. Buster, though, has been forced away. Smoke as a parting gift. That will block the T's from progressing further.
We're going to see Spirit start to gather back up over towards the middle. The smoke is going to dissipate here soon, and they will be able to take control of the bracket side. And from there, they'll make a decision whether or not they want to commit to A side or double back to B, then double back to A, then double back to B, then double back to A again, then double back to B again, double back to A again. Or they might just go.
Not bitter, though. Like even a bit.
Ooh, that's a dangerous incendiary thrown by Sanji at just the perfect time. And now they're getting a banana push here from VP, so they're going to be able to pinch this A-hit, Vince.
Grenade does very little, but Yakindar's MP9 certainly does, and they're forced to spill out of balcony. And it's the MP9s that collect the debt. Nice shot by Mia. Insta headshot onto Yakindar. But this is where Spirit, well, he needs to go out and die before time anyway, so they can actually build some kind of an economy, but VP can just hold on to these weapons no problem.
Indeed, they will. And there's still not really the money there for Spirit to get anything going. They don't have the bomb plants in either round, so buying early not really in the cards for them. So this should be a chance for VP with the SMGs to continue to print a little bit of extra money and put this to within 2. So there's some P250s and utility out there for Spirit, but that's about it.
That pretty much is all that they have at their disposal right now. Minimal investment from the entire team. Smoking Flash and the HE is pushing through the smoke. Yakindar, he knew what was coming up. Spots him.
No
Jumping
way.
MP9 headshot, because why the hell not? Dexter at
Why
least
not?
punishes him for it. Now Buster's
At this
up
point,
close.
give me a flashbang kill. Let's go the full bingo. Buster will line up a couple there with the MP9, so easy pickings, and it will only be 1 casualty for VP on the round. SMGs will certainly collect quite a few. Plenty of money there now for VP for the future. I mean, this is just devastating.
Yeah, Yakindar may have been dropped into a grave, but he did so with a smile on his face. And now we can upgrade that MP9 into a M4. Expect to see an AWP in play as well. Actually, they don't go for one. They're going for a bonus.
Oh, there.
Interesting.
It's the greed.
Yeah.
The greed, Vince.
Oh, and greed is good. Or potentially not. Sundar Young does get burned alive, and Yakindar,
It all worked out in the end.
who I thought got the kill on Mia, was just a couple of bullets away from securing that. Still gets the frag, though, alongside his teammates. So a player advantage in a bonus round. This is pretty brutal if he's Spirit, honestly, because they must know the situation and that there's at least one AWP coming into play the second that VP can justify going for it.
Heck, they might even get it for free. Dexter has an AWP on the field right now. And I don't think he has any intentions of trying to save it with still a minute and 10 seconds left on the clock. They're still looking to see if they can pry open this B site. Now, there is only Buster remaining as a defense, but he's playing a position where he can very easily get the spot and fade away. He even has an incendiary to perhaps like stall their push. If he feels any utility pouring in, he can throw it down and force them to take the burn damage. And now he's getting a rotation from Sanji. And here come the smokes, and again, that counter incendiary is going to be massive. Do they have something to extinguish that? Oh, yes they do.
They do have something to extinguish it, but that means there's now a smoke in play that they have to push through. Yep. It doesn't really make their life that much easier, and Sanji picks them to pieces with a flash, perfectly placed by Kicker. Teamwork in motion. Dexter's down. They can go pick up that AWP, no problems, and an AK-47. Good news for VP.
Oh, yeah. They made the bonus work. They get some free upgrades. They continue to close the gap on the scoreboard. And again, it's the aggression I'm seeing defensively that's helping them do it. And it just makes it even more mind-blowing when you watch their T side, kind of in comparison. It's just so wild to see such a stark contrast, one that you wouldn't expect, but it's working on this comeback. One away from tying it, and a very good chance to do so, as Spirit have not much to work with in this round. Vince just upgraded pistols and utility, making sure that they save up enough money to full buy in the next round. So a very good opportunity here for VP to continue to climb. James already finding the opening pick on the Dexter.
It's hammered by the AWP of James. And again, you go back to that second pistol, Dust. You think of what could have been, how different this situation could be if they hadn't timed themselves out, if they'd actually got that bomb down and had echoing effects for 2 or 3 rounds afterwards. And now that confidence is built nicely for VP. They were always going to be a rock-solid team on the CT side. That's never in doubt. It's just whether they'd be given the opportunity to have that many rounds, or if Spirit would have that ruthless killer instinct. Now they have at least got 1 frag back, and now 2. Magic's with a headshot onto Sanji. Some guns trading hand. Buster again, the lone B defender, has shut down Mia.
Indeed, and that bomb never left alt, so it's actually still trying to come up mid 50 seconds left, but there's still a double defense still here, including Jane's AWP, but oh, that's a great swing from Magis against that close angle of the op. And now they have time. They're going to run right by Kickert, though, and Kickert could be the snake in the grass. He could be the spoil. That's the bomb carrier he's shooting at, but he misses his chance! Oh, no! An opportunity now for Spirit. All on Buster to clutch 1v2.
That is a moment that Kickert will want to forget so quickly, and Buster can maybe administer the amnesia if he can pull this one off. It'll be a thing of the distant past. Kickert had that round the palm of his hand, and that is a pretty horrific miss. Buster closing out the angles. He has no kit. He has to hurry up here. Surely he knows that time is of the essence. He's anticipating a player to be down in pit, not the case, and at this stage he knows he's screwed. And Chopper with the deagle, one of the most unlikely rounds for Spirit to win. And Kickert is going to feel sick to his stomach right now.
Yeah, you figure if he just gets one of those players, particularly the bomb carrier, and gets away, even if he leaves the others still standing, the time was getting dangerously low. He would have bought time for his teammate to rotate, and they would have had man advantage when it came down to that final moment. Instead, he whisked completely and kind of just opens the door for Spirit to hold off the tie in a very low buy round. But now it's full buy versus full buy. Jame again looking for a forward angle at mid. Now jumps out towards alt, being very dangerous here. Is going to get forced back eventually, but no harm, no foul. He's kept Spirit at bay.
I like that HE was going to do a lot more damage, but Buster only loses 20 of the 100. Mia, Sundai Young taking that aggressive early banana control. Bomb's actually dropped outside just of apps. So I still need to retrieve that and change course if that's the choice and the final destination that they elect.
Yeah, coming to a little bit of a halt here is Spirit. Again, they have that good control. They're still keeping that real pressure on B, so they're not allowing anyone from VP to feel safe and making any type of rotation. But the A defense is, of course, still standing firm as well for VP. They haven't been convinced that it's time to move. And they would be correct. 48 seconds left on the clock here as now we start to see the commitment from Spirit over towards. They're going to get brackets control for free. A lot of CT teams will give this up, and it's understandable. If you can hold the site and make sure you have all the lanes watched, it's totally fine to allow this portion to be taken back. The smokes will start coming out to the site, and now VP know what they're up against.
Flashes are good, but unfortunately for Chopper, they can just dip back into the site because the balcony's locked down. There will be no pincer movement in. Spirit have been stymied, stalled, and kept in position. Chopper needs to go out first and need some entries, but he's being tagged from all directions. Magic's now, who is a boss on the balcony, on the CT side, now has to stick the landing on the terrorist side, runs out of ammunition. Sanji's gone down to Dexter, but he still has to pick up the bomb, and he's desperately trying to find it. It was actually behind him, and Buster shuts him down in amongst all the confusion.
Oh, man. They do say that birds of a feather flock together. And that just seems to ring true in what rounds we've seen thus far. And this time it's VP capitalizing on Spirit being stalled. But again, a lot of that was a forced stall by VP's utility and angles that they were taking. And so it's all come down to this. Economies are fragile. Score is close. While VP had the safety net of having won the first map on Train, Spirit not afforded such a luxury. Their tournament life are on the line here, and now they were putting themselves in prime position with a 10-5 lead in the first half to make map 3 a real reality. And now they've been put to a screeching halt. Momentum well and truly no longer on their side. So this is a big moment for them, Vince. Money, as you can see, is well depleted. This is kind of their best bet, and I mean, they've gone in as much as they can in this round. It still includes only 2 AKs.
Yeah, there won't be much in surplus should they concede this round either. It's not going to get too much better. Aggression from Yakindar, tagged down to 52, but still takes down the man. And a second as well, just pre-fires the smoke.
It's still out of there.
Manages to escape out there. Houdini would be proud of that one. That's unreal.
That is indeed an apt description of what just happened. Yakindar, again, that's the guy that just has that relentless aggression. He's like the CIS version of Art. Like, just a guy that goes out there and just does crazy antics, but he has people supporting him, and there's kind of some fail-safes in place to help bail them out. And now they are sitting pretty right now. Now, the 2 AKs are still in play. Mac 10 for Mir. They still have some utility left out there also. Now the re-aggression on Banana. Mir left alone here with the bomb. He's going to get pushed in. He gets both of them with the Tech 9. And now it's back into a 3 versus 3. Crazy commitment from VP to try to run down Banana with no information. It comes back to haunt them, but there's still 2 players defending the site as the hit comes in.
This has got to be one of the most oddest maps of Counter-Strike I've seen in recent memory. Yakinda going to try and put some sanity back in. Track as he takes out Mia. Wide swing in. That flash from James is perfection. And Chopper up against Yakinda, who's on for an ace. He's already picked up 4 frags. The shenanigans of the banana push and the Houdini escape will come full circle. If Yakinda with 31 HP can close this out, Chopper is playing for that rotation. He will be party pooping onto that ace at the very least, but the bomb unlikely to get planted. He's being encircled, doesn't get fragged by Sanji, but does enough to turn his attention away. VP, they get their 11th round, but man, that Mia double frag was just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely a wrench in the gears for certain, but able to still come through. And again, it's the alpha and the omega of the round. It's Yakindar. Gets that initial 2 kills and saves the day of these 2 right here. Ties the game up at now 11 apiece. And again, Spirit with no bomb plant and with as much of an investment as they made in that previous round, still do not have really any money to spend. And so there's a good chance that VP will take a lead in this next round. As I say that, though, they actually are still able to get an AK buy. So I guess they calculated just right to make sure they could still get a full buy here, despite the investment in the previous round. But it's kind of one of those situations where both economies are very fragile right now. And again, Kindar, your boy, looking to once again do some shenanigans here up close on Banana. They have no idea. Gets one for free, and again, he's going to get away. It's unbelievable how he keeps doing this.
Man, Yakinda's on some like next level stuff here on Inferno. This has been a masterclass, not just the entry frags, but how often he has dug VP out of almost unwinnable rounds. This guy is just unbelievable right now.
He's gotten flashback to Sandbag as well. And oh my, okay, if he would have did that. The thing is, they kind of gave away their advantage, so that was maybe a little bit careless. But hoping he could get the jump on somebody. But I mean, it still looks like it's going to be a commitment from Spirit. They're trusting in Buster to anchor B as they've so often done. And that means they're going to have still a pretty stout defense in place here. And now they're actually even going to stall the push with that Incendiary. And Spirit may even think about doubling back now.
And Sanji, as with VP, assume that's maybe the case as they draw away one of their 3 defenders to bolster up Buster on B. Jane going in for the early peek on towards the boiler side. Has Kicker behind him, watching into apps with the UMP. This is giving up Archer's control. We have an interesting position here. Mid pushed into pool and Sanji shut him down in the back. 18 seconds to play with. Kicker, no reason to move. Should shut down Dexter. The second he comes around the corner of the UMP, and in the blink of an eye, 3 players fall on their sword. And it's VP that thrusts it into them.
And now it's a timeout from Spirit, realizing how dire things are getting. They're now behind despite the 10-5 lead from the first half. All the wrongs that VP wrote in the first half will now become distant memories if they continue to keep this up and get the job done here on this CT side. It has been so good so far. Yakindar has been a constant thorn in the side of Spirit, particularly on this B side of the map at every stage of the round. You have the discipline of VP to anchor their sights and not over-rotate too much. They're out-fragging their opposition now in this half, and they'll be rewarded with what should be a much easier round. Spirit coming into this will not have a full buy. It'll be Tech 9s and armor and utility at best, you'd imagine. Maybe a MAC 10 or something thrown in there, but I wouldn't expect much more than that. I think it will be the 2 Tech 9s, 2 Deagles, or 3 Deagles rather. A little bit of utility, but very sparse. Kicker going for the very aggressive push into window room here. Actually decides to just throw an Incendiary down the halls and then run back through the opposite side. Thought he was going for something more when he had that kind of push.
Yeah, I think the idea there is anticipating that Spirit will run to like a half buy or an eco. It allows him to listen for sound cues on second mid. If he hears loads of footsteps, he relays that information, he throws the molly and he pulls back.
That's a good point. Being kind of that early alert system for his team, as we are indeed still seeing Spirit just kind of working their way over towards brackets mid. Yakindar seems to have tabs on the wrap on closet sides. He's holding this angle with the M4. Incendiary comes at the perfect time. Oh my goodness, Chopper was so trapped. No chance of escape.
Actually turns into that flashbang. Doesn't get punished though because the incendiary was still up there blocking each other. But Dexter and Sumdai Young both putting their pistols to use, bringing it back into a 3-on-3. And this isn't a foregone conclusion. Also, Buster's been forced off of B site momentarily, decides better of that decision. And rightfully so, because VP may have to deal with this B hit.
He has the incendiary. If he throws it, they'd have to use their smoke to extinguish, and that would stall them from pushing into B site. But no one's making the noise to alert Buster doing that. But Yekindar spots Dexter trying to run away, and now they should know what's up.
Buster drops down the bomb, me around the corner. Buster again successfully holds B by himself. But whatever Yekindar's earning right now, VP, double it, triple it, then quadruple it. He's worth it, trust me.
What's the math on that? If you double it and then triple it and then quadruple it, are you carrying it over? So like you triple what you doubled and then you quadruple what you tripled?
I think the math is it's a hell of a lot of money.
Yes.
And he's worth every penny.
Unless it was like $1, and then it's still not that many dollars. Because then you double the dollars to $2, you triple that $6, and then you quadruple that, and that's $24.
Yeah, add a few zeros behind that, I think.
Yeah.
Nice
That's
shot,
a tough
James.
pill to swallow. Finally get your guns back, and that happens to you at the start of the round, and you're already behind. Finally, Yekindar gets silenced, but it doesn't matter when Buster does that. Almost a third as well, but still a man ahead as VP.
And look at the bomb. It's back at T-spawn. So that means
Grim.
that Magix has to go pick that up, and that leaves Dexter all alone for about 20 or 30 seconds. So they've got the site, but they can't do anything with this information. Like, it feels a bit flat.
I mean, at least he's playing smart, playing back a site, you know, making sure that he's kind of keeping tabs on potential rotations, allowing that bomb a chance to come through. He's also low on health, though, is kind of the problem. There's still, you know, 2 HE grenades that can be deployed by VP when they go for the retake here, when they eventually realize that they need to rotate as another smoke comes in on CT spawn. Again, but, you know, he knows that he's in the right place here, Sanji. Now he's just calling for his teammates to rotate. He's heard both Molotovs. He should know that both are there and they're planning.
Yeah, 100%. All he's doing now is staying alive, seeing if he can get a cheeky kill from this position. And look at how much utility they have. They still have a HE, they got 2 smokes, they got 2 flashes. More than enough time to put these in position. Sanji has played this round so well. And Dexter now stuck on Dark Pillar. Has to try and fend off against 3 players coming in. He's been spotted, he's been flashed out of position. And he's been removed by Kicker. VP, very rough T side. Their CT side, though, has looked pretty damn good.
They've only lost 1 round.
Yep.
I mean, it's been on point. It's been Yekindar's aggression, Buster's discipline, the anchor. It's been James seemingly totally fine about pushing the issue on the CT side. The Op T side, you couldn't be asked, but I mean, that pivot and mentality has been massive for this VP team. They've been kicked into a new gear, and now they're looking like they're going to have that 2-0 as still an option for this series. There is the full buyback here from Spirit, but again, if this doesn't work, they don't have much to work with in what could be the final round of the series, so it's kind of do or die time right now for Spirit. This is their best chance forward, as now they're gathered up early for apartments control, it seems, but they will be blocked by that incendiary.
Kindar's currently sat on 120 ADR as we move into round 26. He's got 26 kills with about 8 assists, been involved in so much on this map. But I want to also highlight Sanji. I think he's been excellent as well. Typically not a player that will be on the forefront of your mind when you think about VP's fragging power, but he's really done a great job for his team. Meanwhile, though, Spirit getting aggressive through on middle, Molotoving off quad, but then they back away.
Yeah, tense round for Spirit. They know how much weight is on this one, that they need to kind of be careful now. The thing is, they have Yekindar playing such an aggressive position at Banana. They're going to go ahead and go for the 1-4 split here, so there's going to be a very well-reinforced defense on a site. One Spirit commit, as it looks like they're, again, trying to go for that apartment flood out, but with the double pit set up, it's so hard to break that open with this apartment flood.
Kill one, there's their second player there, and they may not even kill one. Kick up with 2 and Sanji with the other. Busters fell down elsewhere, but Dexter leaps in. Smoke from the pit affords him safe passage, but not for much longer, as James lays him to rest. Yekindar on the flank, and VP with 4 match points, and Spirit's economy not ideal.
Nope. Not even the bomb plant to add to their buying power coming into the final round of the series in the last round of Spirit's participation in DreamHack Masters. Again, that double pit defense is just such a hard egg to crack. And you saw it there. They weren't even able to get one of them down until it was far too late. And now look at this. A deagle only for Chopper. Sparse utility. A couple of players having to be in Galils. They've been absolutely chunked already, Vince, by nades.
Shrapnel to all the banana players. Some Dio and Chopper taking the brunt, though. Good guys, burdening themselves. The rest of their teams may thrive. But how much longer can they feasibly thrive for? This T side has been toothless. It has been a
Look
real
at this
struggle.
too, man. They're committing to B because they don't have the utility to fake and then fall back. They have to just commit with what little they have, and there's a 4-man B defense in place.
This could be the last play of the game. Buster's already sprayed through the smoke, and it's going to be a massacre. The nightmare continues. The News Titans and Spirit are falling where they stand. Virtus.pro take it in two. 16-11, 16-11. We'll be back to break this down and get an interview after a break.